arbitrary straight line. This one we already discussed, right? So what is the first operation? What is the first fundamental operation that we are doing here? Can anyone respond? What is the first fundamental operation?
Subtracting the C, sir. Subtracting minus C, sir.
Minus C. What is that transformation is called as? You have 4 transformations, right? What is the transformation? Translation. So your first requirement is actually translating the object. This is the original object. Okay, this leave about this one. As of now, don't forget about this one. You think like you have a straight line and you have this object. Don't worry. Don't think about this one. This is actually your final requirement. So the first of all, what you first operation that you need to perform is this object, original object, along with the straight line. Everything must be translated down by a distance of c units. As we are saying, translating down, the c is nothing but minus c. It will become minus. So once you perform that operation, the straight line will come like this. The object also will be moved like this. The object also will be moved like this. So T1, once you perform the first transformation, once you apply first transformation T1, which is a translation by c units in y direction, minus c units by y direction, this is how the red color one will be the one. Okay, and then what is the operation that we are going to do?
Rotation.
Rotation by minus theta. So if this is theta, this also would be theta, right? So now I have to rotate it down by minus theta, which I am showing with a different color. So in that case, the straight line will match to x-axis. And whenever we are performing these operations, we are performing not only on the straight line but also on the object. We are performing on the both. So the straight line is matching to this, and this also would be rotated, and this also will come like this. The original object also will come like this. This is T2 after applying T2. So the T2 is related to rotation. T2 matrix is related to rotation. As I'm telling the procedure of the concatenation, T1 begins at the rightmost and all the remaining will be appended to the left side. So T2. So then what should I do? Tell me. So we came to this location. Leave about this. This is the final one. How can I arrive to this final one? That is how you need to think. Then tell me, what should I do? Tell me. Now the straight line got matched to x-axis. So now I can happily perform the reflection. Why? Because the straight line is exactly matched to the x-axis, and I have the fundamental operation which lets me to do the reflection about any axis. So now as the straight line exactly matched to the x-axis, so I can happily apply that reflection related fundamental transformation, so that the object will become like this. The object will go to yellow color like this. Okay, so what is this? The third T3, the third operation, and after applying the third transformation also, after adding one more transformation T3 to the left, now see, the straight line will not change. Why? Because the straight line is matching to the x-axis, and its own reflection about x-axis is the same. So the straight line is still the same. But only thing is, you get one more, you can imagine one more x-axis straight line like this. So yellow, these yellow colored ones are the, after applying three fundamental transformations, that is how the original object has shifted to this location, yellow location. Then what should I do?
Rotate
Now
plus
rotate this yellow x-axis along with the yellow colored object back to theta. Okay, this cyan color or blue color theta is a negative theta actually. Now positive theta, by applying positive theta. Now the yellow color. Now let me change the color to one more. Let me use green. So now the yellow colored straight line is when you are rotating back, it again matches to the red color line, and this object is also rotating, right? The object would be along with this one, the object would be rotated like this. See, the yellow color one is getting rotated like this. So this is T4, T4. I hope you are following. So the green color line, that is how you are getting the T4. So after four fundamental transformations, that is how the position is. Is this the final one? No. If you look at the straight line is now it is actually passing through the origin. But our requirement is that the straight line is also making a distance of c. So again, all these things you have to send it back. So now translation operation by positive c units. So let me use another pointer color. All right, let me use some other color like this, blue color one, or okay, purple. I just used the purple one. So the fifth transformation matrix is sending this green color straight line back to its original position by translating by positive c units. So now this green color line, now it is matching to the its original position, and also everything would gets translated. Even probably this green color one also would be matched to this one, this one. I hope you understood now the procedure of concatenation and how to divide overall operation, the required operation into the fundamental operations, and in which way you need to multiply those matrices. So this is the, now this matrix you call it as a final transformation matrix. You can simply put it as T or TF also, anything is fine. So T, this is the final transformation. So now what you need to understand here is, don't think that each and every point, okay, let us say some coordinates on the original objects are given. Let us say this object is having 5 coordinates. So don't think that T1 needs to be multiplied with all the 5 coordinates, and then you multiply T2 with all the subsequent coordinates. It's not, it should not happen like that. What you have to do is, first of all, you have to identify all the transformation matrices, multiply these transformation matrices, and get this final transformation matrix in a single form. Okay, if all these 5 are of the order of 3 by 3, even their final multiplied matrix also would also be in a 3 by 3 order. So this is the final transformation matrix which you need to calculate first. Once you get this transformation matrix, this can be simply multiplied with all the 5 coordinates. Okay, I already explained you in which way you have to write down all the coordinates. Each and every x1, y1, x2, y2, all the coordinates you have to write it. Okay, let us say this is the 3 by 3 matrix. This one is let us, this is where I wrote final transformation matrix. So x1, y1, let us say each and every point which may be supplied in the question. Let us say this is 2 comma 1, this point is 2 comma 1. Let us say this point is 3 comma 2. Let us say all the coordinates are given to you. This point is 4 comma 1. Let us say all the coordinates are given to you. So 2 comma 1, how do you write it? 2 1, and bottom one is also 1. Always the bottom one, all the z coordinates we are still in the 2D two-dimensional transformations, right? So all the z coordinates we are actually using 1 actually. So in the homogeneous representation. So the second one is 3 2. So only the top two positions of the column, top two positions of the column alone we are filling with the coordinates. The remaining are ones only. All the third row positions are all simply 1. So like that, if you have 5 coordinates, all the 5 coordinates would be, you can write it here, all the 5 coordinates. Okay, let us say 10 comma 3 something, just like that I'm writing numbers. So these are the actual coordinates actually of the original object. So all the remaining are ones only. This is the final transformation matrix. You just multiply these two matrices, and what would be the order of the combined transformation matrix? This is 3 by 3, right? This is 3 by 3, and this is 3 by 5, right? So what would be the final matrix? Order of the final matrix, can you tell me? That would be 3 by 5. And now after multiplying these two, whatever the top two, here bottom you get ones only, don't worry about that. So the top two are nothing but the new coordinates. These are the new x1 star, y1 star, x2 star, y2 star. So these are the new coordinates of the reflected image about an arbitrary straight line. So that is how you can perform the final calculation. Is this clear to you? For this, you must know all the you must know all the transformation matrices. From the beginning, I am telling you to remember the transformation matrices. Okay. So let me put all the. So I think I also just explained about this problem as well, right? Did we complete it? This one? A triangle, three
Sir,
coordinates of the triangle are given, and you need to perform two operations. And here he directly told you what are the fundamental operations that you need to perform. Directly he told you, so you no need to derive any divide into fundamental. It's not required. Directly given in the question itself. First rotated by 10 degree in counterclockwise direction about origin. Rotating about origin itself is fundamental transformation. Then scale to twice its size. This is also a fundamental transformation. Only thing is twice its size. If you want to scale, Sx is equal to Sy is equal to 2. So you know what is the transformation matrix, right? And similarly, look at here, the third example, rotating an object. So this is the original object, this is the original object, right? This is the original object, this one. Your requirement, let us say your requirement is to rotate this object about an arbitrary point. About a point you want to rotate. Now, can you please tell me, is this rotation comes under fundamental transformation? This operation belong to any one of the fundamental transformation? Can we use any one single transformation matrix? Is it possible? We have one rotation operation also as fundamental transformation, one of the four, right? Rotation. What is the difference between that operation compared to this one? What is the difference? Can anybody respond?
it is that one is from origin, sir. This
Yes.
one is
Well,
arbitrary point.
yes, well said, well said. So there is a difference between the fundamental rotation compared to this operation. Our fundamental rotation, for which the transformation matrix is this one, right? So this was the fundamental rotation, right? This rotation, this operation actually talks about rotating an object about origin. But here your requirement is not about origin. Your requirement is to rotate the object about an arbitrary point A, whose coordinates are dx, dy. The coordinates of this point are dx, comma dy. These are the coordinates, right? So how do you perform this? You can perform by identifying this by dividing your required operation into fundamental operations. How can I divide the required operation into fundamental operations? Can you please tell me? By looking here itself, you can easily tell that. How the required operation, the final, the said operation can be divided into fundamental operations. What he did at the beginning, or here he showed 3, right? What is happening? Can anybody tell me?
Translation, rotation, and again translation, sir.
Okay, in the first translation, what is happening? In the first translation, what is?
Point is brought from arbitrary to origin.
Excellent. This point actually, I want to bring it to origin. Why do you need to bring it to origin? Once I bring to origin, then only I can make use of the fundamental transformation, which allows me to rotate about origin, right? Which allows only to rotate about origin, the fundamental. So first of all, I have to bring this object along with its arbitrary point, which means this A, and this straight line is only for reference. Don't worry about this straight line. So this point A along with the original object, I am actually translating by a distance of dx and dy. Of course, in negative direction I have to minus, right? In negative direction I have to translate by minus dx and minus dy in along y direction. Then the point comes to this one. So I'm using red color. So A matches to this, and this object also would be, this straight line would also be something like this, and the object will become like this. The object will become like this. So this is after applying the first fundamental transformation called translation T1. This is the first one that I am applying in order to perform this one. So this red color one is the position after applying T1. That will become the position. And then now I can rotate it by theta. So once you rotate it by theta, by an angle of theta, let me use some other color for second operation. Okay, this the second operation. Let me use some blue color for this. So after rotating, is this straight line gets rotated like this, and this object also would be rotated like this. The object becomes like this. This is after the effect of T2. Now, is this a final requirement? No, I have to send this point here back to its original position along with the object. So now let me use, so for that I'm using green color. So once you perform, so I'm sending back the point A position from origin to its original position. So now the straight line, this point is moving to A, the point A is moving to its original position, and the straight line, this same color straight line is moving to this position. This is pure translation. I am moving back by a distance of positive dx, positive dy, and this object will match to this one. The object will match to this one. So that is how any advanced operation can be simply divided into the fundamental operations, and for each fundamental operation I know the corresponding transformation matrices, and then multiply all these transformation matrices in the same order in which you identified for the final one. So the same order T2, T3, everything. Okay, following the concatenation procedure, T1 first, T2, T3, like that in the left side. So this matrix, multiplication of all these matrices, we are calling it as a combined transformation matrix to perform this operation. What is that operation? Rotation about an arbitrary point, which means now you should be in a position to understand that you are performing so many varieties of CAD operations on CAD drawings, right? You already exposed to AutoCAD. So in AutoCAD, you perform so many operations, though they were not directly looking like the fundamental operations, but still all those operations got divided on the back end by the computer application. Every operation was having certain final transformation matrix by following this the concept that we are discussing right now. So corresponding to every operation, there will be a final transformation matrix, which is a multiplication of fundamental transformations only. So this final transformation matrix would be then multiplied to each and every coordinate of the object, as per the procedure that I explained in the previous problem, and then the corresponding new coordinates after performing the operation would also be calculated by the computer itself, and it will again join the lines passing through those points, so that the new object would be displayed after performing that particular operation. I hope it is it is clear for everybody, right? So far we discussed about 2D transformations. If you are confident about 2D transformations, I no need to even explain about 3D transformations at all. Why? Because the only difference between 2D transformation and 3D transformation is Z coordinate also comes into picture. First transformation is translation. Here also you are trying to move object from one location to another location. Only difference is in a three-dimensional space, I can move it by not only providing x directional distance, but also y directional distance, but also z direction. Earlier in two-dimensional transformations, we were giving only dx dy, which were x directional displacement, y directional displacement, but here you can apply, you can move even in the z direction as well. So which is z directional displacement. This the same letters you can also rewrite like dx dy dz also, no problem. You have to remember here in this that all the diagonals are ones, and here I am getting the displacement related values, and all the remaining are zeros. And now if you look at it, the transformation map directly I showed you the homogeneous representation. Okay, that is the reason even translation also came into multiplication format, right? So all the transformation matrices are of the order of 4 by 4 for 3D, 4 by 4 matrices for 3D. And we are actually going to play with the XYZ coordinate also. So XYZ will appear vertically like this, and fourth position would be filled with a 1. Always it will be filled with 1. And similarly, scaling Sx, Sy, Sz. Okay, Sx, Sy, Sz appear here, and the fourth diagonal would the fourth position of the diagonal would be filled with the 1 as usual. Sx, Sy, Sz is the first 3 of the diagonal, and all the remainings are zeros, and this is how you can perform scaling operation, right, for three-dimensional scaling. And similarly, reflection is not mentioned here, okay, not shown here. Reflection of a three-dimensional object would be with respect to a plane, either xy plane or yz plane, and the matrix would be the same. I will show you the matrix. The matrix is always same, plus or minus letters do appear in the three-dimensional transformation also. Now if you look at the rotation, which is the fourth fundamental operation for 3D, here I can rotate an object about x-axis. So here it is x-axis, this is y, this is z-axis. Okay, so when you're trying to rotate the three-dimensional solid or three-dimensional object about a x-axis, what will happen? Can anybody tell me in two-dimensional transformation rotation? Please try to understand my question. We performed rotation in two-dimensional 2D transformations also. Can you tell me about which point you rotated?
About the
about the origin, right? and your axis system was like this. This one is x-axis and this one is y-axis, right? This one is x-axis and this one is y-axis. About the origin, we were telling that about the origin we were rotating. Can you tell me about the origin you are rotating means about which axis you may be rotating?
About z-axis.
Well said. About z-axis. Z-axis is actually normal to the plane. Okay. I am unable to show like this. Z-axis would be normal to the plane, which exactly matches to the origin. So even though we were talking about 2D transformations, that rotation actually performed about z-axis. So that is the reason if you look at about z-axis here, the matrix that we got exactly matches to this one, cos theta minus sin theta cos theta. I hope you can recollect that this is the one that we got for two-dimensional 2D transformations. Okay, in homogeneous representation that would be like this: cos theta minus sin theta cos theta 0 0 1. Okay, so why? Because that was about z-axis. But whereas here, when you are playing with a three-dimensional transformation, not only z-axis but also sometimes you may need to you should be in a position to rotate about x-axis, y-axis also. So when you're trying to rotate about x-axis, cos theta minus sin theta, that term do appear here. The term appear here. Okay. Why? Because when you about x-axis means y terms. You are rotating. Look at here. About when you are rotating about z-axis, all the third row, third column terms are filled with zeros and ones. Leave about the fourth column, fourth row and fourth column. Leave about that one. Okay. That is for the purpose of homogeneous representation. We are getting those fourth columns and all. So basically, we are playing with the first three letters in case of a rotation. So if you're rotating about z-axis, the third row and third column are filled with the zeros and ones, and remaining are filled with these cos theta sin theta terms. And whereas if you look at the x-axis, about x-axis means the first row and first column should be filled with zeros and ones, and cos theta I'm having the two things: cos theta minus sin theta cos theta, brought down those letters, brought down. Now if your requirement is to y-axis, further you need to bring these two down, which means cos theta will be filled with cos theta will come to this cos theta will go back to this one, right? And that sin theta, this sin theta will be filled with this position, and minus sin theta will be filled with this position. Okay, if you imagine whatever the movement of these cos theta sin theta terms, if you can understand the movement, how they are moving when you are changing from one axis to another axis, you can easily remember. Otherwise you have to by heart, or you have to remember these things. Okay, if you understood whatever the concept that I told you, then remembering this would be sufficient enough to derive all the remaining two. Okay, so this is how you can rotate, do the rotation operation about x-axis, about y-axis, about z-axis. Okay, I hope it is clear, and everything at a glance, all the transformation matrices at a glance put together, you can identify the differences and you can compare various transformations. Okay, and the reflection, as I was talking about reflection, right? Reflection plus or minus 1, plus or minus 1, plus or minus 1. This is where you get all the plus or minus. Now let us say my question is something like, let me post a question. You have a three-dimensional object and you want to get the reflected image of that object about xy plane. Okay, about xy plane, try to understand. Let me draw a small diagram if you want. Let us say this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis, and there is a, this is x, okay, this is y, Wait, let me use some other thing. Okay, no problem. I can use this one also. X, Y, Z. Okay. Here I am drawing one small cube. One small cube. Okay. The cube is something like this. This is how the cube is. Okay. Now my question is, I want to get the mirror image of this cube about xy plane. Is this clear, my question? I want to get the mirror image of this cube about xy plane. అంటే xy ప్లేన్ మీద మీరు మిర్రర్ ఉన్నది అనుకోండి, ఆ మిర్రర్ లోంచి చూస్తే ఈ క్యూబ్ ఏ విధంగా ఎక్కడ ఉన్నట్టు కనిపిస్తుంది, దాని మిర్రర్ ఇమేజ్ ఎక్కడ కనిపిస్తుంది, ఆ ఆపరేషన్ నేను చేయాలి అనుకుంటే కనుక మీరు ఈజీగా చెప్పగలుగుతారు, అంటే ఇమాజిన్ చేసుకోగలుగుతారు. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మిర్రర్ ఇమేజ్, దీని మిర్రర్ ఇమేజ్ ఎక్కడ వస్తుంది, ఇట్లా వస్తుంది. దాని మిర్రర్ ఇమేజ్ ఇటువైపు వస్తుంది కదా, ఇటువైపు వస్తుంది దాని మిర్రర్ ఇమేజ్. అయితే ఇది ఇమాజిన్ చేసుకోగలుగుతున్నారు. బట్ నౌ మై క్వశ్చన్ ఈజ్, వాట్ వుడ్ బి ద ట్రాన్స్ఫర్మేషన్ మ్యాట్రిక్స్? ఇక్కడ రిఫ్లెక్షన్ అబౌట్ ఎక్స్వై ప్లేన్ కావచ్చు, అబౌట్ వైజెడ్ ప్లేన్ కావచ్చు, జెడ్ ప్లేన్, అన్నిటికీ కలిపి కంబైన్డ్గా ఒక సింగిల్ ఫార్మెట్లో +or-1 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 అని చెప్పేశాడు. కానీ ఫర్ డిఫరెంట్ ఆపరేషన్ different plus different minus do you have to use. Now for this operation, tell me what which one would be plus, which one would be minus?
Only the third column one will be minus, sir.
So you are saying, okay, let me use cyan color. So you are saying this one, you're saying this one, the transformation matrix.
Yes,
that one should be what?
Minus, sir.
All the prior two things should be positives. So
yes, sir.
Means which coordinate you are actually affecting? If you put minus, well said.
Z.
I really appreciate everybody. Though one person is able to tell me why, because everybody, I know most of the people would be in a position to answer to my question. Here the answer is perfect. So your requirement is to reflect about xy plane, which means if you take a point here, that reflection image of that point I'm getting here. So let us say the coordinates of this point are 1, 2, 3. The coordinates of this point are 1, 2, 3. Okay, its x and y coordinates will not change even though it is reflecting back to this position. Its x and y coordinates will not change. Only thing is the z direction. In this direction, this is z coordinate, right? So in this direction, it is getting reflected to a new location. So z coordinate will become, if it is a positive one, positive becomes negative, negative one becomes positive. So I have to affect only z coordinate. Xy coordinates I should not affect. So these two I have to use positive only. For this operation I'm telling. So first two plus or minus will be only positive ones, whereas if you use -1 here, then if I multiply with that matrix to xyz1, then I will get xy minus z1 as a new coordinate corresponding to the old coordinate. Okay, so that is how you have to analyze which one should be used a positive, which position should be used a negative. Okay, depending upon mirror plane. Okay, and I hope you can. I already shared this PPT. I already shared in the files. You can identify them in the files. I want you to go through all this material. So with this, the first unit is done. First unit is completed.